Alright, just about to pack up, head out to LA, but there's been a few questions around what's in the bag, and that's a great question because it could change next week as well. I can't promise anything, but you know, I did make a sort of an impromptu switch into these Cobra irons last week, and the reason for that is I played with a couple lads on tour and looked in their bag and thought they looked quite nice, and I was quite interested in a combo set. And if you quickly pan over to the clubs in the corner there, you'll see this is a set that I used to win the US Open. And you know, I used kind of this Rocket Balls blades all the way down to 6 iron, and then I switched into the blades, you know, from 7 iron down. So it's definitely something I've done in the past, and that was somewhat of my theory around, you know, going into this combo set here. And I like the way the blades flowed into the CBs and then into the tours. So the 4 iron's actually a bigger set than the 5 and the 6, and the, you know, these set are obviously a little bit bigger than the 7, 8, 9 wedge. So that was the reason. And I also switched shafts. I went back into the 6.5 Project X, just a little bit different feel, slightly softer. I felt like it helped me with those in-between numbers, you know, the 3/4 shots, especially lower down in the bag, the wedge and the 9 iron. And then obviously as I get down into this part of the bag, switch into some Vokeys, you know, 52 and 56. You know, Aaron from Titleist, from Vokey, put a tiny little bend into these. We just bent in just a fraction of offset. You know, the reason I like a fraction of offset is it gives me this little kind of curve, you know, because often you play so many shots with a wedge with an open face, and for me, when there's a little bit of offset, a little bit of that gooseneck in there, it kind of, as soon as you open the face, you get a beautiful flow around the corner. When there's a very straight leading edge, I find when you open it, you get like an L shape, and that's something that I don't like when I'm kind of being creative and hitting a lot of chip shots where you're slightly opening the blade. But then still kept my my TaylorMade high toe in the bag. Love this wedge. Obviously a lot of shots out the bunker, out the rough. Love the fact the grooves come all the way up into the toe. And again, it's got that leading edge profile that I really like, and you know, great sole on this one. I love the, you know, you've got a lot of heel and toe relief, but there's still quite a nice wide sole, which is fantastic out of the bunkers. As I move into my fairway woods, little old school. Still got my, you know, got some M6s in the bag. These things are fantastic. I actually think I started the week with a Paradigm 3-wood, but switched back into the M6 as the week went on last week. And then the driver is actually the Callaway Paradigm, which has been a nice addition this year. I've been driving the ball pretty straight, so it's been nice and forgiving. But possibly the secret weapon, actually, especially on Monday morning, I came out and I putted great. And you know, this Axis 1 putter has been something that's been in the bag with me since 2019, and this exact putter was actually the putter that I used at Torrey Pines 4 years ago. So my last 2 wins have come with this original Axis 1 putter. And as you can see, that's why they call it the Axis 1. It literally spins around its axis, got wonderful balance, and yeah, this was definitely one of the big keys to my success last week. So that's what's in the bag.